What's up, guys? I just want to have a little talk tonight. I On my way home, I have got a phone call from a colleague of being in the cleaning industry, and he said, "Courtney, you're just a positive person, and I just want someone to talk to." And we start talking, asking what was going on, and I will say I've gotten quite a few of these calls within the last few months. And he said, Courtney, things are just not looking good right now. Business wise, things are not looking good. Right now, my family, just a lot going on. And, I'm not going to get into detail about our conversation, but the thing about it, I want to get in detail about as a man. Some of the things that men go through, some of the things that we hide, we hold inside, because like I told this guy earlier, I went through a phase in my life where I was lost. I was lost, guys, and didn't really have anyone to talk to as much as I needed at the time. As men, we're not gonna really go to our wives or our girlfriends because that's just who we are. We don't want to feel like it's a sign of weakness. So we hold a lot inside as men. I can't speak for women, but as men, we hold a lot inside, and we tend to not let it out unless we feel comfortable, usually talking to another man. And I told this guy, I said, man, I went through some things in my life because I've shared my story numerous times. And when I look at the patterns, as a man, a woman, kids, kids usually tend to, um, you know, uh, um, go to the mother, okay? The mother, the wife, the lady, she usually looks for support for the man. But then when it comes to the man, I hear men all the time say, well, who do I have to turn to? Okay, I have no one to turn to. And guys, men, you actually do have someone to turn to, and that's God, because you are made in the image of God, okay? And a lot of us have forgotten about God, how important God is in our lives because we are of God. We were created in God's image. And that's how I found my way. When I was lost, I'm going to say about 10, 11 years ago, I reached out to God, and that was the turning point for the better is when I got closer to God. And that's what a lot of us as men need to do. We need to get closer to God because in that order, there's God, there's man, there's the woman, and there's the kids. And without God, man, you are lost. I'm just going to, like I told this guy earlier, you are lost. You got to get closer with God. And that's just, things that we go through. One thing about a man can be on the verge of snapping and you won't even know it. A man can be dead ass broke down to his last dollar. You would not even know it. That's how most of us are made up. We have a lot of pride, we have a lot of ego. Okay. That's the some of the characteristics of being a man. Um, does it make it right? No, because it does create a lot of issues. And when you are a man and you have a family, you have kids, you have responsibilities, it affects all of those things all in one. So, like I just wanted to pass this message along because I know there's a lot of men that are going through things probably right now in your life. Don't know how you're going to get through it. Don't know how you're going to make it. Don't know how things are going to turn out in your favor. But I can just tell you from my experience is you know, it's good to have people to talk to. That's very important. Communication. So when someone really calls me and they say, Courtney, I really need to talk to you. not on no business, not on no cleaning issues, not no just buddy chit chat, but some real life serious issues. Because I think that's when you really know you have someone to talk to, because that's what a lot of us just want, especially as men. Like I said, we tend to turn to other men before we turn, to our spouses, or a woman or our mothers, because we just feel like as a man, another man tend, to understand or will understand what we are going through. And like I said, guys, that's good. But at the end of the day, your true answer is God. You got to get closer to God, because you just fall in that order. And once you do that, um, He will lead you. You have to let God, just like you lead your family, okay? Just like the mother leads the kids, you have to let God lead you, you know. And when He does, He makes no mistakes, you know. And like I said, for myself, man, 11 years ago, I was lost. I was lost. Didn't know how things were, going to turn out. Didn't have any direction. Didn't really have any real friends that I can really talk to. So I just start talking to God. I start talking to God because I remember at an early age, when I first talked to God, I was probably at the age of 14, because, as a teenager, I didn't have a good teenage experience. I had low self-esteem as a teenager. I was really, black sheep. I was really kind of a person that stayed to myself. Um, and that's when I really, connected with God at an early age of 14. And as I got older, kind of lost that connection, and then I made that connection again. Um, but once I made that connection, guys, it's just been a very, very special moment in my life, because like I said, when you let God lead you as a man, He will lead you where you need to be. Okay. Um, and I will say this, His time is not our time. Okay. God does not, He does not have a clock like we have a clock, but I will say His time is always on time. So my thing is to all the men out there, no matter what you're going through, or when you do go through something, because we all go through something as men and women, just human beings, period. Reach to your Father, okay? Reach to your Father in heaven. Reach to your God, because that's who's gonna show you where you need to be. That's who's going to, give you the vision of where you're going to be going. And that was one of the best things, besides life itself, is when God gave me a vision. And I've just been following that vision ever since. And it has just put me on the right path. And once it put me on the right path, then I was able to lead my family on the right path. And it's just been a great experience. So like I said, hopefully this message can help somebody out there. Like I said, man, last few months I've been getting these phone calls, because a lot of people see what I do on Facebook, the internet. Very positive, upbeat person. I wake up every day with a positive spirit to go out in this world and make a positive impact. I always try to keep a positive mindset, positive attitude, because being positive and being around positivity is so important in our lives. And it all starts with, that connection with God. So hopefully this video can help somebody. And like I said, men, remember, you do have a leader, and let him lead. All right. Thanks again. See you in the next one.